What if I told you that I flew halfway across the country, stayed at a nice place for 2 nights, watched a historic first ever home match, and returned home all for less than $150 in America in 2025? Welcome to an away day in San Diego. Whew, had to stop myself from saying away days there. I would have been like Ellis. I'm not Ellis, clearly, because I'm not a Leeds United fan. That would be tough. Dodged a bullet there for sure. Hey, what's up? It's your soccer zombie, Tom Franklin here, and I am clearly not in San Diego at the moment. Instead, I am enjoying a nice leisurely walk through Forest Park in St. Louis, one of my absolute favorite places to be in St. Louis. Beautiful big park, and you have to walk through it from where I live to get to the train station, which is where I am going. By the way, if this setting looks a little familiar to you, if you've been following my channel, I actually did a vlog this time last year, and I started from right in this almost same spot here, walking to the train station to go to the airport to go see St. Louis City against Houston Dynamo in Houston in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. It was also my second vlog ever, so if you want to check it out, you can watch it right up here. I will warn you though, it's got new vlogger who dis vibes to it, so I've done better work since then, but if you want to see where it all began, you can watch it right up here. I am looking forward to seeing San Diego FC's first ever home match. We had that experience 2 years ago in St. Louis when St. Louis hosted Charlotte FC. And it was a memorable day, a day that I will never forget. And I think for San Diego fans, this Saturday will be the same thing. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank my channel sponsor, Pat Connolly Tavern, for helping me get to San Diego this weekend. Pat Connolly Tavern is a St. Louis institution since 1942, located at the corner of Oakland and Tam in beautiful Dogtown, and it's a great place to catch a St. Louis City SC game. They're a City on Tap bar, which means they have Michelob Ultra draft specials for every St. Louis game. Thank you for the due diligence, Tom, from the past, but I got a train to catch, so let's go ahead and hop the train, get to the airport, and get to San Diego. Well, that wasn't so bad. Just one bickering fight between a passenger that didn't want to give up her extra seat and a passenger that worked a 14-hour shift and wanted to just sit down. But, you know, if that's the worst that happens on these train rides, it's not the worst. All right, so we're taking a connecting flight to Denver and just took a look at the screen, and we are still looking okay.
A few moments later.
Here in Denver, not a bad flight at all. Just the seats aren't the most comfortable, but otherwise, it's fine. No problems. I survived. Had a late lunch, so I wasn't too hungry by the time I landed, so I had myself a little snack for about $2.25. I've seen worse. All right, back on we go. This is the plane to San Diego. You know, I actually like these little ramps here where you actually walk onto the tarmac and go up like this. So I had planned to use this opportunity to explain how I'm able to get to San Diego and back for less than $150, but the row that I was sitting in filled up, and it just wasn't really proper to do a video. But I can tell you that my Frontier flight, round trip ticket was $143. My Metrolink ticket to get to the station was $2.50, and that little bag of chips was $2.25, all for under $150. In the hostel that I stayed in, I crashed with a fellow Santos member, and so I didn't have to pay anything. I'll pay him back later in beers. And the hostel that we were staying at had free breakfast that you can take along with you, you know, basic cold fare like bagels and muffins and things like that. But if you are really on a budget, find a hostel that is cheap, or stay with a friend, and find a budget airliner. I really didn't have an issue with Frontier this flight at all, really. The time is 12:37 in San Diego. Hi, by the way. It is 2:37 in St. Louis. I'm still on St. Louis time. That means I'm very tired, so time to find a bed. Good night. Peace. So now that I was a little bit rested from the night before, I was eager to explore San Diego. It was my first time in California. I couldn't wait to walk around. I stayed near the Gaslamp Square, which was a great place, including for even checking out Petco Park. I wish I could have done the stadium tour here, but I just didn't have enough time to do it. I was also right by the San Diego Convention Center, yes, the famous one where they hold the Comic-Con every year. And these steps I'm about to show you here, they were like Rocky Balboa in Philadelphia type of steps, but when you went up them, you got this really nice view of the bay, a Dole ship over there, and then this nice little amphitheater over here as well. Really nice. And then you got the marina here, a couple ducks, and some boats and yachts going out to water. And then you got this shit here. Don't eat here. But there is always something to eat in San Diego. Lots of cute little stores. I just wish I had more time to eat at them all. But before we continue, I have an announcement. This is the brand new 1950 U.S. Men's National Team Tribute Kit by Olive & York. I'm partnering with them once again to sell another Soccer Zombie kit this year. Pre-orders start on March 14th, which is 314. That is intentional. Proceeds from sales of this kit will go towards Generation City, a new St. Louis City supporters group that is dedicated to helping families and their kiddos who dare to dream, like those 5 lads from St. Louis did in 1950. I really feel like I'm only scratching the surface of what San Diego can offer here. I mean, it's a beautiful city, lots to do, lots of places to see, lots of places to go. You're probably here because you want to see some soccer, don't you? So let's get to the soccer portion of this vlog, shall we? So my friend Jerry and I made our way to hang out with other St. Louis supporters at Shakespeare Pub. And after hanging out with them for a little bit, it was off to Snapdragon Stadium. That drummer back there is doing the Lord's work back there. Really great job on the drums. Then I was invited to join the San Diego supporters, and what a hoppin' time it was. Literally, but so many supporters groups gathered in this row here. Look at all those flags, and really great people here hanging out with St. Louis fans as well. And speaking of which, my friend Jerry got to do a little outreach.
Came up with the chant.
Yep.
Okay, so here you go. Isn't that great? Stay on target and the date. This is
Perfect.
I love it. So see that? Way to go, no goal patrol. Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you, Kyle.
Perfect.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
All right, so Eddie, you're with the 18th Battalion, and it's not a military supporters group per se. It's a Star Wars supporters group from the galaxy far, far away. So tell me about the 18th Battalion. What inspired you to start this group?
Of course, it was just a group of my friends. We all love Star Wars. We saw that we had a new MLS team coming to town. We loved at the crest reveal. We saw all the supporters. We said we wanted to be a part of that, but let's put our own twist. We love Star Wars. We love soccer. Why not combine both of our loves? Make them one love.
So I stopped by your tent earlier. I saw a couple of Mandalorian masks out there. So are you guys going to be wearing those in the stadium, or?
We're still working with security to try to get them into the stadium because security is always the issue.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as we can get them into the stadium, hopefully by May 3rd, we're going to rock them all out. I know one of our members wants to invest in a whole Stormtrooper suit. So hopefully we can get that out there too as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so fun. So now, a question: were you a San Diego Loyal supporter before?
I went to a couple games. I wasn't there 100% of the time. I watched Mexican League soccer here and there. I've never been 100% focused. My sport was always the Padres.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I saw that we had a team coming here when I threw a lot of that stuff away and dedicated all my time now to the San Diego FC.
All righty. Couple final questions. Number one, score prediction for today. What do you got? What are you feeling?
3-1 San Diego.
3-1 San Diego. Okay, very good. And the second question, did Han shoot first?
Han shot first.
Thank you. You are a true Star Wars fan.
As much as they try to edit it out, Han shot first.
And then I met someone I was absolutely not expecting to meet, someone who went even further than I did to get to this game and had a great story to tell. We just got done meeting some Star Wars super fans and a supporters group even. But this guy might be the most super fan of them all because he's come a long way to see San Diego FC's first ever home match. This is Max, and you are from Milan, Italy. And first of all, I gotta ask, why San Diego FC?
Because I really love this city. And when I was here the first time, I told to my wife, if even San Diego will have an MLS team, I will have to be here for the first home opener. And here I am, so.
That is you were true to your word, absolutely. So, first of all, I mean, you're a fan of football in Italy. Who's your club?
AC Milan.
It is AC Milan, okay.
Yeah, we have Pulisic and Musa, so.
Yeah, they're kind of our favorite team du jour at the moment. So, you've seen obviously a lot of Serie A in your time. How would you say MLS compares to Serie A? In your opinion.
I'm a strange Italian football fan because I love MLS. They're more than in Serie A too.
Really?
Because MLS is growing very fast, I think. I like that there's not more tactics, not anymore. I love the way they are attacking the game. They just want to have fun. In Italy, we just want to defend, but MLS, I think, is growing very fast, very, very fast. I like to watch it from the Italy during the night. I really enjoy the way they play.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to ask you as well. So you were at the Galaxy game last week. So that was your first in-person MLS match, correct?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, you've been to MLS matches before?
Yeah, I was in Orlando some years ago. I was in LA. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how does MLS atmospheres at games compare to Italian footy?
It was insane. I was in the supporter section of San Diego Football Club, like 700, 800 of people. It was very, very impressive to me because they were loud, they were singing all the time. It's very okay. I mean, numbers are quite different because during the Milan derby we have 80,000 people who were sharing. But I really feel I had fun, so much fun. So it was good for me. Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. So, final question: score prediction for today. What do you got?
Oh, I hope San Diego will win. I just want to have fun, to be honest.
You know what? And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, it's so.
All right, take it from a true Italian. MLS is on the way up. And one way that Max probably saved a little money is because he had a media credential to the game, as he is a contributor for MLSsoccerItalia.com. You can check out the website scrolling on your screen right now. Link is in the description below and in the top right. Go check it out. Wow, what a fun supporters hangout here. We were invited. I want to repeat, for those that might be listening with the club, we were invited by the Riptides to come in. In the process, met the 18th Battalion as well. But really great setup back there, just a whole row of fun, for lack of a better term. And it's great to see fans enjoying themselves, enjoying being a part of, this club, this community. And again, you had the fans like Max coming all the way from Italy to watch it. That just blows my mind. But respect to Max and respect to San Diego supporters so far. This has been a lot of fun. But it's time to go into the stadium. I am here as a away supporter from St. Louis, so I'll be with the St. Louis supporters for this match. But we'll see how much. There we go. I'm hearing the boos. I've outed myself. But even as I was going to the stadium, I kept running into interesting people. John and Olaf here, and even though the badge says he's the head coach, he looks a little different from our actual head coach, but regardless, he's out and about before the game today, and You're a St. Louis fan, but you live here in San Diego. So how cool is it that you can stay where you live and see your club play?
Oh, it's absolutely, fabulous. I was born and raised in St. Louis, and actually moved out here shortly before St. Louis got its own MLS team. We used to be Sporting Kansas City fans then.
Ooh, and you admit that too.
Yeah, and so it's pretty exciting, and it's so great that I looked at the schedule. Oh, great, they're going to be out playing San Diego, and then I look, oh, it's the first game of the season. I'll never get a ticket, but I was able to find one. So I'm
very good, very good.
And even got one for Olaf.
Exactly. So what do you think of the setup that San Diego has here? I mean, you've been to city games, obviously, but what do you think? How does it compare to San Diego?
Well, you don't have the option of walking across the street to Schlafly's for a beer. You're out kind of in the middle of nowhere, but the tailgating is really, really good. Now, I've been to CONCACAF games and other games here, but I got to say the tailgating for this game is really much more intense than any of those games.
Olaf, do you agree? Love it. So have you been to a game at Snapdragon before?
Yes, I have.
What do you think of Snapdragon as a stadium?
I think it's a beautiful stadium. It's very nice. Funny thing is the only thing I can remember as a negative on it was I went to one game where it got shockingly hot, and they didn't have drinking fountains. They weren't expecting. They had water stations, and they ran out before halftime. So,
oh my.
But normally it's a beautiful stadium to go. If anybody comes out here, I will warn you that it gets cold when the sun sets, and if the wind whips in off the ocean. That's why I've got my felt thing around my waist here. There you go.
Yep.
And my scarf, of course.
Yes.
Got to have my scarf. Oh, sorry, Olaf. Oh my God.
Oh, you're blinding Olaf. There you go.
So bad.
He'll forgive you.
Okay.
So finally, score prediction. What do you think?
I think City's going to finally score, and it's probably going to be 2-1.
2-1. All right. Let's go City. Hello.
Hi. You're good.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
By the way, this has been a lot of fun so far. You guys have a really good setup here.
Oh, thanks, guys. Have a great day. Okay?
All right, you too. All right, we are in Snapdragon Stadium. This is our section right over here. So we got in the stadium about 2.5 hours before the game, which is a ludicrous amount of time, but it gave us pretty much free reign to walk around the place. I'll have a complete away day review coming up in a future video, but I will say the inaugural match merch was on point. We got a free scarf. That patch was free as well, and this pin only cost $8. Always a fan of a commemorative pin. This will go on the hat. Big day for you.
Yes, sir. First home game, and then just this, sir?
Yep, just a pin. Yep.
Most definitely. And then are you a season ticket member?
I am not. I'm actually from out of town. So.
Your total's 862. How do you love San Diego?
You know, I'm enjoying this place so much. It's a beautiful stadium. I was out there with the San Diego supporters, and they were just so cool, so cool. You guys got a really good setup here, for real.
Yeah. Everywhere.
All right, I appreciate you though.
Of course.
All right, have a good one. Messi in 2025. Let's go. When I'm about to go back to my seat, I find a Messi jersey in the wild because it never fails in America, and we're in an MLS game, so you know what? I mean, if the shoe fits, right?
Why aren't you in charge of this?
A few moments later.
15 minutes before kickoff here, and as you can see, the stadium is starting to fill out a fair bit here. We've been here in this stadium for about 2.5 hours. They let us in very early, which is fine. I mean, we get a chance to walk around and enjoy the stadium a little bit, get comfortable. But it's almost game time, and I'm looking forward to this one. I'm already blown away by how great this experience has been so far, and can't wait for it to continue.
Quiet determination that turns effort into excellence. It's not just a place, it's momentum, it's movement, it's a fire, it's a promise. For too long we've been waiting for the right moment, for the stars to align, for the world to take notice. Well, guess what? The moment isn't coming, because it's already here. The tifo is up, it was okay. The light show was great, the fireworks were great, but you know what's going to be great? Seeing actual soccer in this stadium. Vamos City! It's fine. The rest of the stadium...
It's a home of the toasted ravioli. St. Louis is
We play the classics in St. Louis. And what you just saw was St. Louis's one and only really good chance, and as you saw, it wasn't really a chance. St. Louis played on their back foot the whole game, playing a 5 in the back, clearly trying to weather the San Diego FC Storm, a team that was very eager to impress its 34,500 strong crowd. And unfortunately, it meant that we had a 0-0 draw in this one, where really neither team had a great look, although this one here wasn't bad. But now I got to talk about something that's a little controversial here, something that members of the San Diego crowd did during this game. No, it's not what you're thinking. Okay, San Diego, I've enjoyed my time here so far, but seriously, what is this shit? It is the 25th minute, and you're doing the wave. Why? There's a whole ass game going on. What are you doing? Watch the game. Hi. So you may have heard the expression that every negative is the doorway to a positive. And yes, I joked about the way, but that wasn't a controversial thing. It was a certain chant that El Tri fans make when a goalkeeper of the opposing team kicks the ball. I'm not going to repeat it here for you, but it was heard multiple times throughout the game, and there were multiple warnings on the screen. The announcer would come on and make the announcement about how that chant is wrong. And finally, in like the final 30 seconds, the deep admonishing came on with the warning that the game could be abandoned. Now, at this point, it was a 0-0 draw. Neither side really was going to win this one or get that, final goal. It just didn't feel like it was going to happen there at the end. Now, I'm not going to sit here and claim that I'm an expert on Mexican culture. I mean, I am a part of the St. Louis Santos. They welcomed me, a total gringo, into their group, and it's just one big family, and I gotta, first of all, thank Carlos for letting me bunk with him literally at San Diego, along with Rafi here. It was a great weekend. The three of us had a lot of fun together, and I even dealt with Carlos' snoring very well. But again, I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert on Mexican culture here, but sometimes negatives like this lead to discussion and lead to an open discourse. And now this chant is being heard in MLS, a league that is very image conscious, for whether we like it or not. A lot of us don't like it very much, but it's just the way that MLS is. So now that this chant has made its way into MLS, will there be actual change? I hope there is. San Diego FC put out a statement condemning the chant and saying that they're going to take stronger action. My friends at the 18th Battalion, we met Eddie before the game. They also put out calls, repeated calls for this chant to go away. And to be fair, and I will say this, and I can verify this as someone that was in Snapdragon Stadium, those awful chants were not coming from the supporters' end. They were coming from the south end. They were coming from the opposite end of the supporters, because I could hear them loud and clear. I was towards the south end, and it definitely was coming from our side of the field. So, stop it. Stop it. Leave it in Mexico. Leave it in Mexico. There is no place for that kind of chant here in the States. There just is not, flat out. And, forget the fact that it's wrong. Forget the fact that it's homophobic. Look, as Jackie Moon said, everybody love everybody. And also, that's kind of what Jesus said, but I'm not even going to go into that argument here. What I am going to say is that there is also risk for San Diego fans that insist on doing this stupid chant, that there could be actual harm done to the club if a match is indeed abandoned. Like, what if San Diego is leading and you guys start doing this stupid chant and the game gets abandoned and you take the L? I mean, what do you say then? What do you say then? And then what if a whole section gets kicked out? What if a bunch of people get kicked out and they are never allowed to come back to a San Diego game? That hurts San Diego FC, the club, because, yes, they do exist to make money. And this is a new venture for them. They want to, see a packed Snapdragon Stadium, which, to your credit, it was very packed. But just stop. Just stop. We don't need this in America. It is insulting and cruel to a group of people that are different than you. And it also could potentially hurt your club and hurt other supporters that want to support the club, but may end up getting hamstrung because of this dumbass chant. Stop it. That's all. But that being said, I will say that overall, I loved my time in San Diego. I love the city. It's a beautiful city. I want to come back and explore it some more because there is so much to explore, so many foodie options that you can have in San Diego, and I'm sure it's all delicious. The stuff I had was. But also the fans before the game, meeting them at the tailgate. It was such a vibe there, and I was very glad to be welcomed by the supporters. A lot of St. Louis fans were also welcomed by San Diego supporters, and we all had a great time. The worst heckling that I heard was like those light boos, you heard earlier. Like that, I heard that a couple of times as me and Jerry and others were walking in. Just a very light, friendly booing. Like, they would boo and then we would laugh. It was fun, but it was such a fantastic vibe. And look, San Diego, you guys got something great to build on here, based on the game from Saturday. And I wish you guys nothing but respect. 18th Battalion, you guys are my friends now, from here on. I mean, yes, Han did shoot first. I respect the hell out of you for saying that, Eddie. But seriously, I'm also a Star Wars nerd, so that's up my alley. But then again, that's another thing about the San Diego supporters culture, is that there really is something for everyone there. You have a lot of different groups. You have a lot of supporter groups there. I mean, just a massive quantity of them. And there is really something for everyone in San Diego when it comes to the game of footy. You don't have to go to Mexico now to see top-level soccer. You can now see it in your city. So it's pretty cool. Also, speaking of negatives that lead to a positive, you may have noticed that there was no audio in the shot attempt by St. Louis. Well, I don't know if it's because I insulted San Diego fans for doing the wave, but right after that clip, all my other video pieces have no audio. I don't know what happened to the audio, but it just wasn't. There was no indication from my iPhone that there was a problem. There was no indication from my DJI microphone that there was a problem. I did disconnect it at some point just to kind of recharge the battery a little bit, because the receiver has a tough time keeping a charge throughout the game. But I guess maybe because it's the lightning connection, it does something weird, and like it just won't do audio. It won't switch over to the internal mic, and if you reconnect it, it just doesn't know what to do. So it's stupid. And I will say that the San Diego game was the last game of the iPhone 11 Pro era. I will say that this will not be an issue for future games, because I'm not going to be using this particular device in future games. I'm going to be switching it up, using something that plays a little nicer with my microphone. So hopefully that won't happen again. Although, again, maybe it wasn't the worst thing in the world, because it was a 0-0 game and there wasn't a whole lot of game highlights anyway. Like, what I threw out there was most of the good stuff, from the game, honestly. It was a lot of San Diego trying to break down the St. Louis defense that just refused to break. That was the game the whole way, and it kind of would have made for a boring vlog if I did it my usual way. So let me know if you enjoyed this vlog and you enjoyed this more travel vloggy style of vlog. It's a bit of a difference from what I've done in the past and what my typical style is. I try to, bring you, a lot of game action, but this one was more vloggy and more, kind of outside of the field of play. So let me know if you liked this video. Make sure to drop a comment below, like and subscribe for more, and consider becoming a Zombie Ultra if you really enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this of me covering the game of soccer throughout America. Thank you to everyone that has signed up for the Zombie Ultras. There's now 12 of you, a whole dozen of you, after Jerry Hayes, my friend that believes in being good and doing good. Thank you so much for that, Jerry. And of course, thank you to all the members of the 99-cent supporters section as well. This is your Soccer Zombie, Tom Franklin, and I did lose a bit of in-game analysis when I lost the audio for the game, but I'm going to make it up for you right here and right now. You can go right here and you can click on the player rankings video that I did for St. Louis players from the San Diego game. I rate players on a tier maker based on whether they were great, whether they were good, meh, bad, or trash. There wasn't anyone that was trash, but there was some bad apples in this one. And I'm not talking about those awful San Diego fans that chanted that chant.